What up, family? It's your girl Bella. I'm back in the building, and today I want to talk about Shedeur Sanders. This kid has been getting a lot of bad talk from mouthpieces. A lot of guys sit on the podcast and speak ill of this kid. So I just want to prove that he's NFL ready. I want to do my part. So from Trinity Christian to Jackson State to Colorado, and now he's on a mission to the NFL. So Shedeur Sanders is creating his own legacy in football, but the question still remains: is he NFL ready or just media hype? So in this video, I want to dig a little deep into his game. As you see on the screen, is his highlights from high school as a freshman. I believe freshman is ninth grade. So we're talking about 6 years ago, right? So is he NFL ready or media hype? So let's dig into his game, the hate, and the legacy he's building right in front of our eyes. So even though he went 144 in the fifth round, which is really all they have left to criticize him about. So let's get into it. You ever seen a quarterback walk like a boss, throw like a surgeon, and still get hated for doing both? Well, you guys, that is Shedeur Sanders. Yeah. Damn if he do, damn if he don't, right? So Shedeur, and let me see. Just want to give you some. Oh shoot. So I just want to give you some proof of how good this kid really is. Well, grown man now. I've been following him since he was a lad. So here's some highlights of him in high school. This is no music
Partner,
playing.
he may have a famous dad, but he's wasting a little time making a name for himself. He's got tremendous arm talent. You see the ability to drive the football downfield, good accuracy. He's a very good athlete. This is a young man working to be an outstanding quarterback, good pocket presence. Watch the eyes, get back downfield, square up the shoulders, deliver the pass. Nice adjustment by his receiver downfield for the touchdown. And as he continues to fill out that frame, that arm strength is only going to get stronger, but there you see the ability to drive the football downfield.
Now that was one of his highlights in high school. Let's keep going.
Deion says you won't know which one's his. Check out that smile. Shedeur gives it away, and he's got some talent too, Craig.
Partner, he may have a famous dad, but he's wasting a little time making a name for himself. He's got tremendous arm talent. You see the ability to drive the football downfield, good accuracy. He's a very good athlete. This is a young man working to be an outstanding quarterback, good pocket presence. Watch the eyes, get back downfield, square up the shoulders, deliver the pass. Nice adjustment by his receiver downfield for the touchdown. And as he continues to fill out that frame, that arm strength is only going to get stronger, but there you see the ability to drive the football downfield.
Up, young up, ain't swagging up, that's why I'm acting up. You know, first run, post acting up. Your money look like it ain't back.
Now, as you can see on the screen, these are his highlights from high school. And to be honest with you, it don't look any different than today. I mean, a little bit more, poised, and the arm has gotten a little stronger, right? But I want to take a journey. I want to break down how Shedeur went from a high school sensation, to a college standout, to the most talked about and sometimes most hated quarterback prospect in the game right now. And I also want to answer the real question: is Shedeur NFL ready, or is this just all hype? So his foundation in high school, Shedeur Sanders, he just wasn't out here just throwing the ball around for fun, right? At Trinity Christian, he put up over 12,000 passing yards and 127 touchdowns. Those are Madden numbers, y'all. Even with his dad coaching him, people said he was only good because of the prime time connection. These people really act like Deion was coaching on the sidelines, put on a uniform, went out there, threw the ball, scored a touchdown, changed clothes again, came back and was a coach. Like, Deion did not throw the ball. Shedeur threw the ball. 12,000 passing yards and 127 touchdowns. So if you are actually watching the tape, the reads, the deep ball, the decision making, it was clear this young man was born to play quarterback. And he wasn't just, playing football. He was orchestrating it like a conductor. You can see his poise, even in high school, you guys. Let me go back on there. So this is just going to keep, and this is him in high school, you guys. This is how he was talking in high school.
Tom Brady gonna win Super Bowl again. It's like, I think me and him's the GOAT. I think we're both the GOAT. My name's Shedeur Sanders. I'm from Texas, and I go to school at Trinity Christian Cedar Hill. I really don't trash talk at all. I just let my brother Deion Sanders Jr. just hype me up, and I like that. What motivates me is when people call me Deion Sanders son. I don't like that. I'm my own man. I'm Shedeur Sanders.
So you know what that tells me right there? That tells me that this young man is self-aware. It tells me that he knew at this time that he was privileged. He knew that coming from his father's DNA, coming from his stock, that it was going to be a certain set of expectations laid.
Yes, Lord. He knew this, you guys. He wasn't just playing football. He was really orchestrating it like a conductor, even in high school. So you can see his IQ, his poise, his IQ, and his hunger to win, even in high school. So, and here's what I noticed, y'all. Sometimes we got to go back. We got to go way back, even to high school, just to prove that he is built for this. Because here's the thing. Their talking points is to pretend like he's not that good. Their talking points is to continue beating this fifth round draft pick in our faces, because that's all they have left. They don't have anything else left. They're not talking about his game. They haven't talked about this kid's game since Colorado. No one has looked at his tapes. No one has pulled up his high school tapes. They are refusing to talk about his game. They want to keep it on a personal level, as if we don't see his game. So, okay. Now, let's fast forward just a little bit down the road. Let's go down up the block, maybe around the corner to Jackson State. Let's see what we can find in Jackson State. As you can see, these are some of his highlights from Jackson State. Let's watch. Unfortunately, all this music, we can't play it because I'll get a copyright strike. That's Shedeur right there, y'all. See, what they're trying to do is, I guess they're trying to downplay the HBCU. I don't know. But they don't even talk about Jackson State. And see, here's the real problem. Right here. This man right here. Yeah, that confident black man right there. And he was able to pull off grabbing Travis Hunter. In my opinion, I think that's where the deep hate came from because Travis was supposed to go to a PWI. How dare he go to Jackson State, right? Let's keep going.
SWAC Championship game December 4th.
And mind you, they are actually encouraging Shedeur to not mess around with his daddy no more. They're asking him questions like, "Is your dad a burden?" Or you're stop allowing your dad to talk for you. He's a helicopter dad. He's a dance mom. They just the constant disrespect of a black father, right? And so this is after Deion's. This is after Coach Prime's surgery, and they won that game.
Deion.
Let's keep going. Oh, these kids play music all throughout their videos. This Jackson State, you guys, this is way before Colorado. This is way before Cleveland. But we got to go down this memory track for these people because I'm sick of it. And if I have a platform to speak out about it, I'm going to do so. So, as you see, we fast forward to Jackson State. This is the HBCU move that shook up the game. I'm telling y'all, this shook up the game. They had no idea that Coach Prime was going to get this job. Because remember, Florida State didn't hire, or Florida, I don't know which college in Florida, Florida State didn't hire him. So these people had no idea that Coach Prime was about to shake up the game like this. Because Shedeur could have went anywhere, y'all, before Coach Prime got hired at Jackson State. He had probably 10 offers, and his first offer was in the 7th grade. So he chose to take his talents to a black college with his dad, and he didn't just show up, y'all. He showed out. And I don't know if you guys ever watched the Jackson State games, but they was balling. Them boys was balling. Let's keep going. And they've been doing that walk since Truth. Now, Prime Prep, let's go all the way back. So as you can see, y'all, this family been doing the exact same thing for the last, I want to say 20 years. Under his father's coaching, Shedeur made JSU much watch football. He broke school records. He won SWAC Offensive Player of the Year. And he brought national eyes to the HBCU football in a way we hadn't seen in decades. His style was smooth, smart, and surgical there. He wasn't flashing for the cameras. He was methodical, controlled, effective. So this wasn't a clout chase. Nobody's doing. They wasn't doing this for clout. They was just playing football like they always do. And in the essence of it, they built a legacy. And the confidence he carried with him, that was earned, right? So let's hold on, you guys. Let's go over to Colorado. Now, remember, Coach Prime got the job. They won the swag. He announced that he was leaving. They get to Colorado. They really need to create something so you don't have to flip back and forth like this. So here we are. Made it to Colorado. Doing our thing. Here come his debut. I don't even think he was throwing up the wrist then. So in Colorado, his first year there, he had over 500 yards and 4 touchdowns in his very first. The first game he had 500 yards and 4 touchdowns in his very first Power 5 game against TCU. And let me see if I can find that TCU game. So here's the TCU game that they're talking about.
Sanders sprinting, sets, delivers. Touchdown, Colorado! Jimmy Hart. Deion's kid can play.
Now you hear that? Deion kid can play. Let's keep going.
And Sanders out wide. And it's Michael Harrison. Harrison gets close to that first down. Looks like he may have it. First down and 10 to the 23. Sanders again. This time he finds Travis Hunter. Hunter looking for the first down. Picks his way forward and gets close to it. And he may have it. Sanders operating out of the gun. Sanders looking wide open, touchdown, Dylan Edwards. Now Colorado with it, first and 10 at the 20-yard line. Shedeur Sanders fires to the far side, has Jimmy Horn Jr. still on the move, and he picks up a first down. Savion Wilkerson in the backfield with Shedeur Sanders. Here's Sanders, drops it off, first down, Colorado. Horn breaks it down the feet. Second down and 8 at the 45. Sanders all day to throw the football. Guns it underneath. Caught. Well done as Xavier Weaver breaks it back and gets inside the TCU 15-yard line. From the 37. Shedeur Sanders hit as he throws. There's the chunk yards you were talking about. Jimmy Horn back-to-back catches. Second down and 10. Sanders, here's a little screen, and they find Edwards. He breaks it back with running room on the move. Edwards down the sideline. Dylan Edwards. Second down and 4. Who's been terrific in this.
So y'all get my point. Where are all these talking points at now? People were calling it a fluke when they got to Colorado. But he kept doing it week after week. Then the hater said he was cocky. That's when I think he threw up the wrist. That's when he found his signature celebration, right? I think he ran the ball in and he threw up his wrist, blah, blah. History, There you go. So they started calling him a fluke. Then the haters said he was cocky because of that after the watch flex moment. But you know what? He had every reason to flex. A lot of kids do their little signature move. That was his, right? He backed it up. So then at Colorado, he had to deal with a struggling offensive line, getting sacked more times than any top quarterback prospect should. And still, Shedeur balled out. He kept his composure and he made elite level throws at Colorado, which is what, 2 years ago? Yeah. So he handled pressure like a veteran, not a college kid at that time. So what happened to these talking pieces that were praising Shedeur? How did it turn around that quick like that? Because today they're trying to act like he's not NFL ready, and the kid been ready for the NFL for a long time. So now let's talk about the level he is at now, which is the Cleveland Browns. And I know a lot of us Shedeur fans are kind of like, we're not really too caring about Cleveland Browns. And the only reason why I'm like, hey, stick it out, take it over, is because everybody else passed up on them. And it's kind of hard to, it's hard to want to go somewhere else when you're not wanted. So I think he should stick it out there and take it over, which is what he's done with all the programs he has been at so far. So here we are in Cleveland. He gets drafted 144, which is all they have left, y'all. So when you hear that from here on out, just know that is all they got left to say. That is it. That's all they got left. That's the only thing that they could tease him about now. So some scouts say he was a top 10 pick. Others say he need more time. Now, this is all new bullshit, because remember earlier in the video, I showed his high school and I showed Jackson State. You heard the commentators. You heard the things that they were saying. You know the things that they were saying about him, right? So how did it switch, right? But here's what we know. Shedeur's arm talent is undeniable. He's accurate. He can read a defense. And he has that leadership you just can't touch, right? We know that. We know that for a fact. His biggest weakness, they say, because it's not to me, because I don't know what else you're supposed to do with the ball if you don't hold it, if you don't have a place to throw it, right? Like, it's just like nitpicking at this point. So they're saying he hold the ball too long and he's trusting the pocket too much. But 20 years ago, that would have been the perfect quarterback, right? Oh, you need a quarterback to stay in the pocket. So, all this stuff is fixable. Okay, y'all don't want me to stay in the pocket too much. Okay, that's fixable. His strengths, pocket presence, quick release, elite football IQ, and calm under pressure. He got the it factor. And I'm going to tell you, another problem is that they're mad that we won't allow them to shit on Shedeur. That's the big problem. That's why they are, calling us all these names and like we're a cult and Sanders Nation, all these little jabs that they've been giving his fans, right? But teams like the Falcons, Patriots, even the Broncos could have been a great fit. But honestly, whatever team, Cleveland is getting more than a quarterback. They're getting a brand of movement, a leader. And all of you guys, you white NFL analysts who's saying that Coach Prime needs to fall back, we're going to tell your kids the same thing, that they need to fall back from you as well. Because how ridiculous does that sound to tell anybody not to talk to their dad? Like, these people are really bold, y'all. So let's be real. Part of the hate Shedeur get is because of his confidence, because he's flashy and unapologetically black. But to us, That's what we do. And I say it oftentimes, they love the black athlete, but hate black culture, right? They love for them to run up and down the field, but they hate the culture they come from. You know, some folks just don't know how to handle that. Well, white folks, really, because it's not us. And it's time we let them know. The NFL has always had a weird relationship with black quarterbacks. And Shedeur challenges every stereotype they tried to push. So, and being Deion Sanders' son comes with pressure, but it also comes with expectation. He's constantly being compared to his father, and they play two totally different positions. Constantly being told to humble yourself. But why? Why should he humble himself? He's earned everything he has. The pressure has created a diamond. When Shedeur steps on the field, he's not just playing for himself. He's playing for every black boy who's ever been told they're too confident to lead. And that's why we ride for him. And I want to add, I think Shedeur sacrificed his NFL draft stock to get his wide receivers on. I think he put his team and his teammates on his back to make sure that they got looked at equally because he knew what was going to happen. I think he kind of knew they was going to start playing with him. And I think that's why at the, and I should have had this pulled up when he told them, you know, I know y'all hate my dad. Like, you're not going to play in my face. You're not going to pretend like you love me, but hate my dad. And I think that triggers as well, on top of the things that Deion said didn't help. And that's okay. Live and you learn. But the big thing is I want you to get out of this is that we may bend, but we will never break. And I think that's the most important thing. So the question does not still stand. NFL analyst, white sports analyst, Shedeur is ready for the NFL, and he's been ready for a long time. Okay? But I want to hear from y'all because we're not going to allow them to spread these false rumors. When we have proof, all you got to do is go and research. He's been doing this since high school, since freshman year. So stop playing with us, please. If you don't want it to be Cleveland media versus Shedeur fans, get your talking points right. And that goes for Cleveland media, that goes for the NFL analysts, and any other shit podcast that I see on YouTube who only talking points is he went in the 5th round, because that's all you have now. Can't say anything else. So drop a comment. Do you think Shedeur was first round draft pick, or is the hate clouding folks' vision? This is Bella with Black Culture is Lit TV, where we honor Black culture, truth, talent, and hustle. If you're feeling this breakdown, make sure you like, subscribe, to either donate to the channel, hit that bell, all of that. We're just getting started, y'all. I'm calling them out. I don't care. Yeah, Shedeur just getting warmed up. Peace, y'all.